Donald Trump's D.C. visit in March. The countdown for his trial has begun. And although Trump faces prison threats for failure to comply with gag orders, his recent bank case in New York, charges he faces for attempts to overturn 2020 election are criminal nature, meaning federal judge is overseeing election. This case has much more power to punish Trump for not keeping his mouth shut. The simple reason Trump found himself in prison much sooner than he or others thought was that Trump showed almost no restraint when it came to speaking openly about the case of Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, whom he now routinely calls Deranged Jack. Smith, or court staff who he felt treated him unfairly. While imprisoning Trump for violating a speech ban would be a controversial move, it is certainly out of the question. Trump has already demonstrated his willingness to flout gag orders by routinely disregarding orders from Judge Arthur F. Engoron in New York. But D.C. refusing to comply with court orders in his case could lead to an outcome very different from a meaningless financial penalty. With all eyes now on U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan in Washington, legal experts are wondering whether she will take this dramatic step. By every indication, I think Judge Chutkan is well prepared for this. He's not putting up with it, said Catherine Ross, professor emeritus at George Washington University School of Law. So far, online bets have been placed on whether Trump will be convicted and sentenced to prison. BetOnline.ag has 41 odds on that happening by the end of next year. But no one seems to be gambling yet on whether the former president will serve time in prison just for speaking out. Trump has used position of influence leading Republican presidential candidate in 2024 wage a war of words against the judiciary, deriding every lawsuit filed against him as a treacherous left-wing plot to derail what his loyalists see prophetic return White House. He carried out brutal attacks on prosecutors, judges, courthouse employees and even family members. This menacing threat galvanized the judges into action. And of course, it's only D.C. that Trump could find himself in jail. A state judge in Georgia, where Trump is accused of essentially running a mob-like operation to overturn the election there, has repeatedly stressed that Trump and his aides should not misuse law enforcement evidence they received from their lawyers, weapon used to intimidate witnesses. But the threats and countermeasures came in real time in New York, where Trump has been on trial for nearly 3 months for lying to banks about his wealth. In absence of any serious prior legal restraint, Trump made completely unfounded accusations about the alleged romantic relationship between his longtime political foe, Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer, and Judge's law clerk, Allison Greenfield. Judge Arthur F. Engoron quickly tried to silence him with gag orders banning him from attacking Court Street.